Well, we had a news story yesterday, Sunday. It was September 11th, and it was a good example of why good people should carry guns and know how to use them and know when to use them. The local Walmart, it was about 5-6 miles away from where I grew up, the one we still typically go to, down in right near the highway on Shawnee. There was a lady. The news story said, so far with what they've had on the news, was that a lady was leaving Walmart and she went out to her car and she was putting her infant child, it said, into the car seat. And I guess a couple of guys came up behind her when she was putting the baby in the seat and knocked her right on the back of the head, and apparently started beating on her pretty good. Another good Samaritan saw what was happening and got out of his car and rushed over to try to help her. Well, one of the robbers pulled out a gun and shot him. It said shot him multiple times. And so he, of course, he's hurting. And there's another good Samaritan somewhere else in the parking lot who saw what was going on, stopped his vehicle, got out, shot one of the robbers, killed him dead on the spot right there. One guy's taken out. The other guy, seeing all this happening, takes off running. They caught him. What I heard was it was an hour and a half later they got him with a K9 unit, which I love watching those videos on YouTube when they deploy the K9 unit and they're all talking tough. Oh, nobody can get me, I'll run away. And then you see the dog just closing the distance, moving in on them, bam, nails them. I love watching those ones. And you got a German Shepherd running after you, teeth blaring and barking at you. You're probably gonna crap your pants because you know what's coming. And then once the dog gets you, it's not over, because that dog is trained to hold on and tear some stuff up until somebody physically rips it off of you. So, but it's a good example. Had that guy in the parking lot not been armed to stop that encounter, from the details in the news story that I read, it sounds to me just a simple nobody. It sounds to me like he was, it was a justified shoot, which is, good for you, good judgment, good timing, good for you for being armed. The lady that was being robbed and the guy that was shot by the robber, both of them were taken to the hospital, were initially listed as critical condition. So I guess those robbers did a number on the lady, but they said that they're both doing well, they're both able to talk, and the woman should be discharged from the hospital soon. So that's a good deal there. It sounded like a good justified shoot, and it just shows that good people should carry guns and know how to use them. Had that guy, the Good Samaritan, not seen what was going on, had a gun and recognized, what, I have the tools and the knowledge to help this woman, and the other guy that just got shot, that probably would have ended a lot differently. At first, they didn't say that another Good Samaritan that was trying to help was shot. They just said that the lady, it said one person, or was it 2 injured in a robbery at Walmart, and I heard there was a shooting. And they didn't have a whole lot of details at first. But I was thinking, well, they said a Good Samaritan stopped and shot the guy that was attacking a lady. And I was thinking, well, I don't know, that could go a couple different ways. If they were just harassing her and he shot him, he's probably in trouble. If they were trying to take her stuff and kind of pushing her around and he shot him, yeah, that could get him in trouble. But once I heard that one of the robbers had a gun and had already shot somebody else, excellent job on that guy stopping and putting an end to that threat. Because if he had done that, it could have been a dead lady and the dead Good Samaritan that was helping And a baby sitting in the back of a car, that wouldn't be good. But that guy, he showed up, realized what was going on, said, I have the tools, and there's, by having the tools, I have the responsibility to stop this. Because if people might say, oh, well, why didn't he just call the police? He didn't need to shoot him. Well, there's a saying that goes around, says when seconds count, police are only minutes away. And it's not that they don't want to be there immediately to stop the threat, it's that they physically cannot be. The call gets sent in, and the details get put through the dispatcher. They send that on to a unit, and then a unit says, okay, I'm on my way, I'm 2 minutes away. Well, there's still 2 minutes that it would take for him to get there, and a lot can happen in 2 minutes. This whole scenario probably played out in just a few seconds. So luckily he had the gun and the ability to put a stop to the threat, so good for him. Usually that kind of stuff doesn't happen a whole lot around that area. It's a pretty decent area. So but yeah, that was the local story for a bad situation that was helped, and a good example of a good Samaritan having a gun and the good skills to use it. So good on him. I hope the other good Samaritan that was shot, I hope he recovers quickly. I haven't seen any updates yet on his condition, but the lady, I guess she was just probably beat up quite a bit, because there's 2 guys trying to rob her. They're not going to be very gentle or just ask, hey, can I have your stuff? They're going to go in and put a hurting on somebody to get what they want. A lot of people in this country, they're not willing to do stuff the honest way. They're not willing to work to earn what they get. I'm a guy, I take pride in working hard and working a lot so that I can provide what I need and what my family needs. I work a lot, and it feels better, because when you get something, you're not just getting it. You look at it and you go, I didn't just buy this. I earned this. I worked my tail off to get this. And it's just that little bit of pride. Every time you look at it, I earned it. It wasn't given to me. I didn't just get the money and buy it. I had to work for it. And there's a lot of people in this country that are not willing to earn anything. All they want to do is sit back on their butt, collect their welfare and their Section 8 housing. They say, oh, I grew up poor, and so that's what we had to do. No, that's not what you had to do. You wanted to do it because you want to be the next bad mamma jamma running around with a reputation. If you needed something, you would go do something to get it. Like you see all these people in like Gangland is a good example, where they say, oh, we had to steal to put food on the table. Okay, well, if you had to steal to put food on the table, why did you also, why did you steal to get that car? Why did you steal to get that gun? Why did you steal all this money? Why did you rob this guy and this, all this? They don't steal to put food on the table. They steal to get a reputation, and they don't want to just, they don't want to get by. They want to get ahead. And it's just that stupid mentality of, well, I don't want to work. Why work when I could, see other people that are working and just steal what they have? And that's why I can't put up with thieves. I figure if you can't afford it, do without it. And that's the way I live my life. And if you do need it, or you do want it, work for it. It just makes it that much sweeter when you get it. So, yeah, that's the local news story there. I kind of got off on a little side tangent. But good on him for being armed. Good on him for knowing how to use it. And I'm glad they got both of them. I don't really have any sympathy for the one that died, because if the guy's going up trying to rob somebody and has a gun and trying to use the gun to rob people, good. It's a good thing he died, because he doesn't need to be around. So any robber that gets shot or killed in the process of anything, I got no sympathy for him. People always come out, oh, they were a gentle giant. No, they weren't. Because if they were a gentle giant and they were a nice person, they wouldn't be out committing crimes and beating people up to rob their stuff. So, good riddance to them. So, we'll see you on the next one. Keep on working.